Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sons and Daughters of Liberty. Like I said last night, we're going to continue on down this path of the last few nights' discussions. As I think it's important that we talk about these things. You know, for those that don't get it, mine just pissing me off from not being able to share screens right now. One of my friends, probably one of my best friends at school, went to post. Oh, let me clear this. I tried to share it. But basically, he went to post the Pledge of Allegiance, an image. Facebook took down the post. No shocker there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Then, under the picture it says, I want to challenge everyone to repost our country's flag with the Pledge of Allegiance. Well, you couldn't read that part, or could you read the part of and to the republic for which it's, you know what? I can share this. I'm just going to have to be a little tricky about it. I cleared the notification so I could read the whole thing, make sure it wasn't, okay, maybe they worded something wrong. But, it had the fact checkers thing. This has misleading information or can be taken out of context. But yeah, you know what? I can share. I don't know how I got that one out. Let me just turn this around. Short cord. It might not be the prettiest thing right now because it's up close. I know you guys can probably barely make out the words. I can't back it up any farther. But it's the Pledge of Allegiance. But I want to show you something when I go to share this. Because like I said, it originally had the fact checkers thing right over there. Actually, I can read you what they said. It said, missing context. Independent fact checkers say this information could mislead people. So I copied it and posted it down for my friend to see it because I don't know if he was seeing it or not. But let's go share this. Oh, post is missing context. Independent fact checkers at USA Today. USA Today should remove the USA part because they are not American. They don't stand for America, especially when they fact check something about the Pledge of Allegiance. It hasn't changed only but a couple times throughout history. Fact check. Facebook does not ban the posting of the Lord's Prayer. A rumor has circulated since 2014. Actually, they did, and they got busted, and there's plenty of video evidence on YouTube on that. So fact check that, bitches. In fact, I can pull up the videos. Fact check. Facebook does not take down posts that include the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah, you got caught just fucking last year doing it and removing them from patriot groups. There's video evidence of that. The fact that you put this post as missing context and may mislead people is misleading people because it's the Pledge of Allegiance, has no reason to be fact checked because it doesn't say anything about taking something down. But I know for a fact that you've removed it from people's pages. Everybody does. You've been caught red-handed. This is the type of crap I've been talking about. The censorship. The anything patriotism, they got to destroy. They got to do anything in their power to divide you, pit you against each other. That's how we've gotten to this point. And they just keep pouring it on, because they want people at each other's throat. They want to be able to say, well, you need somebody to control you. You need somebody to tell you what to do. And we're getting to that very stage now. For anybody that didn't catch Tim Pool's podcast today, or video that he uploads, he uploads like 2 or 3. I highly recommend you go watch it. What Congress is trying to throw in, that $1 trillion package to keep Congress open. You know what? Congress can fucking shut down. They want to tax and fine companies that don't make their employees get vaccinated, or don't make them every week get tested for COVID. Anywhere between $70,000 to $700,000 fine. They put that in the bill to keep Congress open and on budget. Fuck their budget. It's time Congress moves their happy ass out of our fucking property, because they aren't our congressmen and women anymore. They don't represent us. All they care about is making money, pumping up big pharma on a vaccine that doesn't fucking work. Because you still get it. They're going with the same spew, just changing the name. You need to get your flu shot. It's a new year. You need to get your flu shot. Well, now you need to get your vaccine. It's a new year. Oh, now you need to get another one. You got to have 2. Oh, wait, now you're going to have to get a booster. When does the madness end? They say, those unvaccinated are a threat to the vaccinated. The vaccinated are catching COVID too. So where's the goddamn threat? If anything, the vaccinated are the threat to the unvaccinated. Wake up, people. What they're doing now is just all right up in your face. They're not hiding nothing. They're giving you the middle finger and saying, fuck you. Take it up the ass without lube. And guess what? A lot of you are. Now that that's shared, let's go find out if it does the same thing to me. Oh, wait. There's just going to be something I'm going to have to go approve. They hit me like that a lot. Speaking of, there's that video I was talking about. Democrats sneak vax mandate into budget bill with up to $700,000 fines. I'm actually going to click on this, take you to the link, and I'm going to shut my camera off. And I'm going to post the link in my chat. I recommend everybody take the time out, listen to what he's got to say. It's almost a half-hour video. And for anybody's chat in my chat room, I can't see you right now. Do take time and actually watch that video. Probably one of the most important videos you listen to. Now, where's that post I just shared? That's not showing up in my feed. Here, we'll turn the camera back on. All right. Search archive activity log. Oh, that's taking forever in a day. At the beginning, it looked like apparently I can't share the thing, which I'm not sure because Facebook's done this to me in some of my videos where I'll have to, even though I got my settings that anybody can post anything, even myself, but certain topics have a tendency to get hid until I approve them. That's what I'm looking for now. They keep changing the hiding spot. And obviously, it's ain't loading. Manage posts. Well, so for the fact checkers at Facebook, you guys watched me share it, and it's nowhere to be found. So do the math on that. And conveniently, they've changed things, so now I can't approve things, or they've hid it somewhere, which should be under managed posts, but apparently it's not. So I don't know. I'm not gonna waste any more time on it. I just wanted to show you guys that. Oh, I don't want to show you that though. Oh, I don't mind you guys see the corner, but I don't want everything shown. I have a tendency to flip, and the way my stuff is right now, it's probably not advisable for me to be showing all my screens, because who knows what'll pop up and get me a contact strike. But that's what we've been talking about the past few podcasts. We've gotten to this point where it's anti-America. This we want to, because I mean, most companies they're going to bow down to that. I mean, he breaks down some of the talk about the OSHA thing too. So it's a very enlightening video, and commend Tim Pool for doing a great job on that one. You know, we get to a point where we got to completely say enough's enough. You know, maybe it's time that states start just saying screw you. And actually, he talks about this too. Certain states have pretty much started saying we don't recognize the federal laws. DEA, the federal organizations and bureaus have no jurisdictions in our state no more. Telling police officers not to cooperate. Ohio being one of them. Surprising. Like I said, the land of woe. But we've come to that point. We've been hearing it more and more. I mean, there's like, you know, I don't really care less about polls because I can sit here and show you how to purposely. They know it. That's how they do it. Polls. Every poll does is basically rigged. Except, you know, some people, even when you do your polls on Twitter, it's not a fair poll. Some of you say, "Oh yeah, it is." No, it's not, because most of your followers that follow you are like-minded. There's that echo chamber once more. You guys have all these things. You don't have the absolute views. So when you do a poll, it's going to randomly come out unrandom. It's going to come out exactly how you would intend it to come out, even though that's not your guys' purpose when you do polls. But I'm using it as a perfect example. You can't get a true poll. The only way you can get a true poll is going around following a bunch of people, get them to follow you back from all different belief sectors. from all different personality types, all different demographics. Only then can you get a true poll. So, first thing is, I know this demographic in this county is majority Republican. This city over here always leans, and the majority of it is Democrat. So I'm going to focus my polls on that city and this city over here, as we've seen, as Lucas, my friend from work, pointed out, a 20-year-old at the time, about to be 21. I'm going to have to remember that. Pointed out, he caught it. I kind of overlooked it, but he caught it. When one city, Detroit, changed the whole election for Michigan and changed the whole state blue. One city, one county, when the majority of all the votes in every county except for the cities were red. How does that happen? How does a city trump all these counties? It should never happen, because the population of the rural area should outnumber one city, and it does. The math never added up. That's where our electoral system is flawed. So all those red votes went blue because they declared that because this state and or city and county turned the election to Biden, so therefore every electoral points went to Biden. So therefore, even all you that voted red, your votes went to Biden. Because it's based on the number of votes. Yes, but in the end, he who wins gets the electoral vote. So therefore, all the votes go to the winner of that state. Where it should be, every vote should be counted, and every vote holds merit. But that's how we've gotten to this point. Corruption. People that just don't got time anymore to research, understand their history, the erasing of history. Boston Tea Party never happened, says a 10-year-old. Because it's not taught in school no more, because that is what in Common Core ideology is a blemish on America. That ain't the America today. America today wouldn't be America if it wasn't for the Boston Tea Party. It wouldn't be an America today if it wasn't for the Revolutionary War, the Civil War. There wouldn't be civil rights movements that eventually allowed Black and minorities to have their votes heard. Every part of these things is what made America what it is today. You start removing those aspects, then we start to looking like a third world country, socialist, communist, or whatever, dictatorship. And we're not too many steps away from what's happening in Europe, Australia. They're already making the push to push our military soldiers out, forcing them to either get vaccinated or get court-martialed. Or not court-martialed, dishonorable discharge. Or leave, resign. Which, technically can't do, so dishonorable discharge, once again, or medical discharge. Which is not as bad as a dishonorable discharge. It's still a blemish on that perfect record, or that record that they've worked their lives, given sacrifice for, only to have a government say, fuck you, you don't matter. It's your job to do what we tell you. No, it is not their job to do what the government or a state tells them to do. Their job is to uphold the Constitution and its oaths, and their oaths, to protect the sovereignty of this land, both foreign and domestic. The true domestic terrorists are sitting right now in the White House, in Congress. Tonight, we're going to keep it all the way real. I'm not pulling punches. So, if people want to join in, I've given you the warning now. Because I'm done. I've had enough. No more pulling punches. No more skirting around the bush. And that should be everybody's fucking mentality. And yes, the F-bomb's going to drop frequently, probably a few other choice words. So if you don't like it, there's a door. Don't let it hit you in the ass on the way the fuck out. I don't care. It's my freedom of speech, and I'm going to use it with colorful language as I see fit. Beat it, cupcakes. I don't give a flying fuck about your feelings. Nobody gives a fuck about mine either, so. That's the problem with today. Oh, you're going to hurt somebody's feelings. Good, they need it. It's called tough love. It's time fucking men start acting like fucking men instead of sissified bitches. Actually, they're worse than sissified bitches. It's also time that fucking women start acting like women. But that's the day of age, right? You can be whatever you want. Hence the transgender movement. Stripping everybody, trying to strip everybody of their identity. We had Congress try to do it to the military. Thankfully, that didn't go very far. Which was stupid. Our military men and women need to be mentally and physically fit, not pumped up on fucking testosterone or estrogen. And who knows what else when it comes to those treatments. They need to be of sound mind. Not an emotional wreck because of the treatments they're getting pumped into them. High levels of testosterone. Anybody that's ever taken any type of testosterone knows what it does. Then they get older, they'll take testosterone. Bodybuilders will take testosterone. It elevates more of your primal instincts and aspects. You're easier set off. Not as easy to focus. You get worked up way too easy. See what I mean? When you introduce those things, you're not of sound mind. Way easy to fly off the handle, let me tell you. Been around too many of them. It's just like they want to hold us accountable for not being vaccinated. But who's holding fucking Big Pharma accountable? No one. There is no liability against pharma. So you get sick from the shot, you die, you get paralyzed, which there are cases. So go ahead. You want to fact check? Let's fact check the real stories out there. The documented facts. Not your fucking one-sided leftist socialist addendum. Every story has more than one side. It's gotten to the point where nobody wants to be that person to step up and speak their mind because all the backlash that comes with it. Why should you care? If you're up there speaking your mind, doing what you're supposed to, as a United States citizen, then there should be no problem with what you say. Now, I seen the best meme today. It wasn't a meme, it was an actual photograph of two protesters. I don't know if they were related or what, but you had two women holding up or had signs over them. One, I'm vaccinated. The other, I'm unvaccinated. The other lady's holding up the other sign. But here we stand together speaking what? Using our rights of choice. The freedom of choice. One chose to have the message of vaccinate. The other one chose, but yet they're together, not arguing. Basically look like friends. Probably one of the most powerful images I've seen today. Because that's what we need. Because some people are going to say, well, okay. And there is some people, maybe they should. If your immune system isn't solid, or you've had your appendix removed, which means your immune system is susceptible, you have diabetes, well, then maybe you should be looking into the vaccine or other alternative medicines to help your immune system. See, there is a fraction of people out there that do need protecting, but it's not from the unvaxxed because the vaxxed are getting it too. So we can cut that bullshit of, oh, we're going to use independent fact checkers. No, it don't. Yes, it does. There's cases every day. There's plenty of people coming forward saying, I'm vaccinated. My sister was fully vaccinated. Fully vaccinated. COVID. I got the documentation to prove it. So fact check that, you bitches. I don't need a fact checker to tell me what the facts are when I see it for myself every day. So all these social platforms that want to censor, get off your fucking high horses. We're not blind. Some of us are getting quite tired of your shit too. Because you're the problem, not the people on the platform. You're becoming the problem. You're becoming socialist, communist bastards that are stripping people of their rights and freedoms. You're trying to control a political ideology of whatever side lines your pockets or whatever pockets you line to keep them from shutting you down and sanction your asses. Because you've made all these millions when you allowed all this shit to go down on your websites and platforms that you didn't turn a blind eye to until you reach such a point to where now I can play ball. Now I got to protect my shareholders. Well, some of the shareholders are the everyday people that you're banning or fucking with their content. But you figure, oh, they're just a minority. See, everybody wants to put a number on things. They want to think we are the minority. We are not a minority, not even the least bit. You can bark up that tree if you want to, but remember, one of these days, you're going to corner the wrong raccoon. And nothing's more dangerous than a cornered raccoon. When you start putting people's backs to the wall, there will be repercussions. Now, that's the one nice thing about America. Yes, we might go through these tits and tats. Oh boy, I didn't just say that, did I? I'm sober too. Wow. I'm blaming it on the false teeth. I've got my excuse. Who doesn't like tits and ass, right? Tick for tat. Things are gonna come around full circle. You're gonna start pissing off. You're already pissing off states. That's bad enough. Some of these states that went along with the whole game plan in the beginning, they're not going along with it now. They kind of realized how much hot water they put themselves in. Your little shutdown bullshit backfired. It gave it gave people more time to think, awaken, which we should be thanking you for it. In fact, probably last year was the best year I've had in a while. I mean, thanking you for it because damn, I got to get out, go do things. I got to go shopping, no big crowds. It was fun. I had a blast. I was out more last year than I've been out in fucking past 10 years. I guess that's that. What is it? Extrovert or introvert? I don't know. It's another label. I hate labels because it doesn't define who I am. I'm just an average, everyday citizen, an American. Yes, I have dual citizenship, but when I'm in this country, I am an American. In fact, I can never go to Brazil to begin with because, hey, by their laws, here's politics for you. The embassy here in the United States, Brazilian embassy, says, "Oh no, you'll never have to choose." As soon as I land in Manaus, oh no, when you turn 16, you have to choose. So I have not been back. Won't go back because one, as of 16, I didn't go in the military, so there's strike one for me, which I couldn't because that would cause me to lose my dual citizenship. Oh wait, let's not talk about the million, probably well over $1 million of fine that I'd have to pay because I haven't voted. That's a socialist country for you. If you don't vote, you get fined. If you don't go join the military, if you're ever male, you don't join the military, yeah, your ass goes to jail. You better be from a rich family. It's the only thing that's going to save your ass. Nothing about socialism is pretty. Because that's what it is. It is fucking the true caste system. It is the rich control everything. The rich, their kids don't go to public schools because most of the public schools, yes, they might go all the way to high school, but most of them can't read or write. They're just there to babysit and teach them a labor skill. Where the rich in Brazil send their kids to a Catholic school, a preschool, a private school. And those kids go to become doctors, lawyers, military officials, successful businessmen and women. But those that don't have money are destined for hard labor. And still, and taught, you have to vote. They're taught the common ethics of socialism. Your job's a laborer. You will vote. You will obey the laws that we dictate you. You'll work where we tell you in some cases. Been there, done that, seen it. Seen how the politics work. First body I seen get dropped was when I was 10. Why? Because it's politics. And in a socialist country, They don't like your politics. They just shoot you dead. Don't right in front of the audience. Wow. Happy 10th birthday to me, right? Been there, done that. Yes, I know what it's like to have a silver spoon in one hand, and I know what it's like to work your fucking ass off and have nothing. You know what? I like working my ass off and having nothing. I like the feeling I get when I buy something or work my way to fucking pay off my Suburban that I've always wanted a Suburban. Next year, that'll be mine. Paid off. Best feeling in the world. Because it's mine. I worked for it. It wasn't given to me. I've actually had to work. Got an apartment. I got the bare minimum right now. Mainly because we're banks having issues with banks and getting the money transferred over. It's kind of hard when a person's deployed and you can't transfer because they got to be in person. And it's like, okay, so we're trying the online thing and it's not getting us nowhere. But you know what? I got a little food. Hey, I've been a bachelor most of my life. I only need a couple soups, a tuna, and that's a meal. So beans, rice, that's a meal. I don't need much. Don't have much. Literally, I can move and fit everything in my Dakota. Short bed. I got what I need. Enough to get by. That ain't the mentality of everybody. Everybody's got to have. Got to have the newest iPhone because you're programmed to. Such programming that it's addictive. When the new iPhone comes out, everybody's waiting in line to get it. We got to have it now. But I know this. I'll never own an iPhone. I'm not an Apple person to begin with. I like my Samsungs, my Androids, whatever is affordable. If it works, can I text? Can I call? Good. That's all I need. Does it take good pictures? Okay, that's a plus. Why do I need an iPhone? If I had my way, I wouldn't have a cell phone. But we live in that day and age where you're not going to find a payphone anymore. So here's a quarter. Nobody cares now because there is no payphones. Most people don't have landline phones. Most people, we got to have Snapchat. Snap me. I don't got Snapchat. Fuck Snapchat. Why do I need another fucking program burning up memory on my phone? I've got, it's not Hangouts anymore, but I got Skype. I got whatever Hangouts became now. What more do I need? I've got the Gathering app over here to do live streams because, quite frankly, I can't stand OBS. And before, I didn't have the internet to be able to run it anyway. So, but hey, now that I got good internet, I might go ahead and get XSplit because I think it's a better system. But that's the thing. It's like the old saying, we got to keep up with the Joneses. Your neighbor who's got all that money. I'm happy with what I got. There's some things I want, but is it a need? Oh, that's it. People have forgotten what wants and needs are. Needs will always come first, which leaves very little left for wants. But hey, I'll put a couple $100 or whatever's left at the end of the week away, and eventually I'll get some of those wants I want. But people can't do that anymore. It's got to have it now. We become addicted to technology. We become addicted to everything. And we forgot the most important thing, to pay attention to what our government's doing, what our state legislature's doing. We've forgotten to have open eyes and see what's right in front of us. That's happening right in front of us right now at this very moment. Why is there a push, such a push, to make everyone vaccinated? Well, we know the vaccines doesn't stop COVID. In fact, I've had nurses and doctors say those that aren't vaccinated and have already had COVID, you're less likely to get it. And if you do, you'll get over it quicker because your immune system's already got the antibodies to fight it naturally, which is more superior than the crap that they inject into you. You know, I would love not to see what's happening over in Europe, Germany, Australia happen here. Well, we got to keep it real at some point. Things ain't changing. Politicians ain't listening. Our forefathers and founding fathers were quite clear on what happens if we ever got to that point. Does it have to go to that far? No. But there has to be a point made to rein in our politicians to let them know, hey, you're not representing us. Enough's enough. Obviously, voting them out of office doesn't work because the same fucking cocksuckers are there that's been there 20, 30, 40 years. They made a career out of it. And you can't get rid of them. I mean, we've seen politicians. Okay, I butchered so much in this state. I'm just going to move to another state, wait the little time period that I have to wait, which isn't much, hold a residency there. I'm going to become that state representative. Why? Because it's more aligned to the demographics are more aligned to the party I'm with, so therefore I'll win the vote. Because there's less opposition. That's how it happens. And I have documented that on several occasions. Just not with politicians. It's actually the first time I've actually said how a politician can do it, get away with it. I just follow Mitt Romney. That's all you got to do. He did it. That's how certain people that would have never got elected got into office because they changed the demographics of the state by, oh, you guys all can come on here and live here. We'll accept you open-heartedly. Flood the state with that demographic and these surrounding counties and shifts the vote. Changes the state, flips the color, whatever it wants to be. That's how a couple people are in office right now. Not going to name names. But, Minnesota, figure it out, do the math. Flooded it with the intake of refugees. Let them all vote. Gave them citizenship. And lo and behold, what do we have in office? And I don't know how AOC got elected. I mean, well, casting couch, I guess. I guess there's no mystery behind that one. Like I was pointing out yesterday, all these things have come to a boil, and we're at that door. We're at that cusp, that precedence of what lies ahead. Do I see people being rounded up? Yeah, very much so. Because the wording, how they word things, is so key and important. We need to protect the vaccinated from the unvaxxed. They are a threat to society. What do we do with threats to the society? We lock them away. What did they do in the early 50s, 40s, 30s, throughout up to about the 70s? We're locking them away in the mental institutes. We don't like their views. We don't like. She's a prostitute. She's a drug addict. Many of these people, they're vagabonds. So we'll just lock them in the insane asylums, mental health institutes. Go do your research on that. If you want to see real horror stories, how innocent people were just put away and forgotten, families, because some community didn't like the family. So, oh, they have mental issues. They're vagabonds. Oh, yeah, it's a very colorful history. And it was, I mean, it goes clear back to the early 1900s, late 1900s through all the way up to almost the 70s, before they started shutting these places down for, I mean, truthfully, they should be called war crimes, as some of the heinous of the shit was going on in these places. But that's history repeats itself. If we forget the history, nobody talks about it, and they let it be forgotten, it will repeat itself. We become a menace. We're the menaces to society. We're the threat to society. And we got people screaming that. We got CNN, MSNBC screaming that at the top of their lungs to their brainwashed followers. And guess what? Just like any good cult leader, their little masses are going to follow them right to the grave. Here, drink the Kool-Aid. I mean, we don't need no more Jim Joneses, but we got Jim Joneses as politicians, as news anchors, claiming that they're reporters for it, but yet they're labeled as entertainment. We got these fact checkers trying to fact check things that are blatant lies because that's what they're told to do. And like happy little fucking slaves, they obey. Yes, master. Whatever you say. You know, that's why I never was a fan of Alex Jones. Because he, between the fear porn and the fact that, I mean, let's keep it real, he's a CIA fucking plant. Everybody knows it. He's been the fucking most dangerous weapon the CIA's fucking produced next to fucking Obama. Because, oh, let's go after internet censorship. We had politicians telling them, you need to take that stuff down. And what they do, they used him as a catalyst to go after everybody else. It was designed. You jump in here, you might have more bugs than you want. Just saying. Throwing that warning out there. Throwing that warning out to anybody who wants to share this too. Probably not the video to share. At least not on certain platforms. Honestly, probably any video I do from here out, not you probably don't want to share it. Yeah, no, I'm not that guy that's gonna tell you like, share. I don't give a fuck what you do. If you do, you do. You don't. Don't. I don't care. Never have. Never will. But this time, I'm going to throw a warning with it. Probably not a good idea to share it. Well, you're just glutton for trouble, aren't you?
Yeah, well, open mouth, insert foot.
I think I'm on a nice roll tonight.
Yeah, you said so many uh, wonderful things, and of course, per Facebook,
Oh, Facebook had me heated. When I seen that, it was a pledge of fucking allegiance, and we all know it.
they
There's
got me
video.
on the same thing. They hit me on the same
Well, did
thing.
you see? I shared it, and
Yep,
it never got posted to my fucking page. So
I got
fact check that, bitches.
I got dinged on the same thing.
I'm sure
You
I've
know,
lost up half my audience to all the vulgar swear words, but hey, freedom of speech. If you don't like it, piss off. I don't care. The time for caring is long past. Honestly, I don't care about your feelings.
you
It's
know,
time that you fucking wake up and grow a goddamn backbone. Quit being
it,
spineless. Quit being sheep going for the fuck like sheeps and lambs to the slaughter. Because that's what you're doing, and you're taking the country with you.
they're not just the sad thing is they're not just taking the country, they're taking the entire uh
I mean, they're taking it. No, let me rephrase. You're not just taking the country with you. You're taking the entire world with you. Because
exactly.
this is the fuck. This country's always been the beacon of hope, the light for every other country out there that goes through oppression, that goes through socialism, communism, freedoms being oppressed. Fucking homeless. You know how they deal with the homeless in Brazil? They hire private mercenaries to come in there and fucking kill them.
Yep, I've seen it.
I
I've
know.
seen it.
I've seen it. I know some mercenaries that do it. I know family that's paid it to have it done because
Yep,
they're rich politicians.
it happens in throughout Europe as well. Yeah, we actually
You know,
covered the
that's like I said.
homeless.
You know, fucking people that open their mouth and want to talk about fucking Brazil, and I think it's funny because I actually I can put you in touch with some people. Never heard of Pete back, but he wanted to fucking go on and say shit that he didn't know. There's like
You know
nobody talks about the fucking death squads that come around since COVID started down there.
what I
That
like
if you
to
oppose
know.
shit, they're coming to your door and they were murdering people.
What I'd like to
Facts.
know is why the for as much coffee as America consumes, why the American media hasn't been all over the story that is circulating about Brazil potentially getting ready to level embargoes on the United States.
It won't happen. Some of the biggest coffee plantations, I'll use that term loosely,
Right.
are actually owned by Americans. There's very this day and age, there's very few, except for a few of the richer one people in Brazil that own and produce coffee now. It's actually owned. A lot of the coffee plantations, are owned by Americans. That's the fucked up part. People don't understand the socialist aspect of Brazil. They don't understand. They've changed fucking currency in my lifetime like 5 times, and it's based off the dollar. I mean, oh my god, you can go down there. It's just like going to Mexico with fucking a couple $1,000. You're a king. And we don't help. That's the problem. Our rich don't help the problems. They make compound to make it worse because they know these things. You know, they know, hey, the average age Joe can't get up all this money and go down and buy mass land. Why would they? You know, that's the weird thing about things. You know, people don't pay attention to half the time they don't pay attention to what's going on in their own backyards. They don't see everything that's been going on for decades, centuries. I mean, over 100 years. I mean, we still have a fucking loyalist party in Congress. We just
Yeah.
call them different things. They're loyal to the crown. Don't give a fuck. We've got congressmen that swear allegiance to fucking Israel. Fuck Israel. It's not my country.
You know, I will say at 10 o'clock, I do have to get to bed. I have a 5 a.m. drive I have to take.
You know, we've gotten so far away from what the founding fathers wanted for this country. We've let our politicians destroy it. How did I lose another lighter?
Who knows?
You know, it's gotten to that point where it's getting worse every day. And it really is. I mean, that Tim Pool video is like, oh my God. I can't believe they tried to slide that in there. Well, they didn't try, they did.
All right, I'm going to share screen.
That would be my guess. I can't.
All right. Oh. Yep, wrong thing. Exit full stream. Invite. Toggle. Where the heck did that go? Settings. No, that ain't it. Trying to remember where the heck that is.
It's
Oh, found it. I found it. All right. Are you seeing that?
Yep.
That's the one you're talking about.
Yep. Yes. Yep.
Y'all are reading that correctly. And this has also happened on IG. So, not that I believe in Snopes, but there's your validation.
I don't believe anything goes through Snopes.
But I mean, just that was the very first thing that popped up on the search bar.
You know, and here's the thing. Honestly, I don't believe anything that I see coming from anywhere. We shouldn't. We should be always questioning things and doing our due diligence and research ourselves. We don't need independent fact checkers that are biased to begin with. They're not going to go against the people that are paying them because they're spineless. Oh, wait. If they did, they wouldn't have a job as a fact checker to begin with. So, you know, that's been a quite fucking, you know, Project Veritas blew the whistle on that one.
They got a big one dropping on Monday.
I'm not a fan of Project Veritas either. So,
yeah, I'll check that one later. But, you know, there's.
It's fucked up. I can't share screen. I can on yours though.
That's weird. Yeah, it was right next to the video camera.
Yeah, I know where it's at. I can click on it all I want. I don't do nothing.
It's strange.
Because, you know, I usually always share so I don't have to be on cam.
Right, but it's strange how um I was just looking for something in particular.
Well, Snoops is designed to be one of the first things that pops up.
Right, but
Yeah, it's still not posted to my fucking Facebook page.
uh, well, let's just go over there.
See, they're now missing context. Independent fact checkers say this information could be misled. I had to go to because he commented on what did he comment on there anyway? Or he just liked it. Yeah, he just liked it.
You know, I'm not.
But when you go to click on share, I'm going to share it again. Fact check: Facebook does not ban the posting of the Lord's Prayer, which this has nothing to do with the Lord's Prayer. It's the fucking Pledge of Allegiance. Independent fact checkers at USA Today. Fuck USA Today. Lead Stories says information in this post is missing context and could mislead people. How the fuck can the Pledge of Allegiance, the flag, mislead people? It has nothing to say about the Lord's Prayer or anything. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on a flag, written on the flag.
The only argument that they could have there.
The second argument, okay, is the argument. But why do you got to put missing context on this thing to mislead people? It is the Pledge of Allegiance of the flag. Exactly. Okay, I could give you that it's been changed a couple times. I could show you that to what it originally was worded as. It's been changed, what, 3 times in our history.
Yep.
And it's only been words added, and a couple taken out. Okay, and the second lead stories is fact check. Fact check: Facebook does not take down posts that include the Pledge of Allegiance. You know, I'm going to click share again. Okay, now it said it shared to my page. Let's go see.
Yep, I'm on your page right now. And it's not posting.
Nope. The only thing that's posted, top of my feed, is this video.
Yep.
And they changed things, so now I can't find. I know where it's at. It's under more. Where I have to go in my stuff and approve it. But this just goes to show that, well, you're misleading already because you're not allowing it to be shared. Fucking Twitter does the same damn thing. They've even started fixing it so because you can get around it by quoting a text.
People need to wake up to what's really going on.
And this is how, I talk about, this is how, they bitch about us misleading or making mistakes. I know most of the people, streamers I know, when they make a mistake, they're quick to come back and correct it. Some will even go as far as taking their videos down. We don't need fact checkers when we find out, because, we got some good friends, people that, hey, you missed something. I mean, me and you, we had to take video down.
Quite frequently.
I was the only one I ever had to take down. Over that fucking idiot in fucking Arizona?
Yep. I've had to take 6 down, and I've had 6 removed.
That's the only video I've ever taken down. And because we jumped on something before we had all the facts. And when we started doing the research and getting the facts, it didn't take us very long. By the end of the day, the video came down.
Yep.
But the sad part of it was that shit is happening. I'm not getting into it because I don't want to go down that fucking rabbit hole ever again. It happens in everybody's fucking backyard. Nobody pays attention. Oh, it's just homeless. Nobody pays attention to the fucking missing on the fucking Walmart fucking bulletin board they got.
Well, let me throw a plug out there. Operation Underground Railroad. They're the legit, besides Veterans for Child Rescue.
Oh, don't forget Baca.
Oh, Baca is pretty out there, but
they're pretty hardcore when it comes to it.
Baca and Veterans for Child Rescue and Operation Underground Railroad. Operation Underground Railroad, you look them up on the tube. I think you'll be amazed. There's actually a full-length documentary called Operation Toussaint. I would maybe suggest watching. It is badass.
Yeah, I ain't watching that. Like I said, I ain't going down that rabbit hole ever again.
But, this is one of those situations that, people, they need to just open their fucking eyes. The other rabbit hole that my honest belief, and we can once again, as I said last night, big tech needs to stay in their fucking lane. Took down maybe one of the more premier real true crime channels. Took them down. Just took them down. A true crime channel took them down. Nearly 100,000 subscriber base, and they took them down for whatever reason. But this again is, this just goes to the overreach of where, just how troubling. If they're going to take a retired decorated officer down, how long do we have? Truly.
I mean, let's keep it real though. Congress has had opportunity over the last 5 years to put an end to it, and they refuse. They don't care because they're doing, these big net platforms are doing exactly what they want them to do. Every politician I've watched the fucking 3-ring circus that they perform every time they bring the big fucking giants in. I listen to the same politicians' fucking rhetoric. They don't do shit. Ohio's representative, Jordan, go fuck himself. He hasn't done shit. He runs his mouth. No action. Where's the bill? Where's the legislation? Why aren't you bringing it to the front? You do nothing. You just run your fucking cocksuckers for a show. And get people to think that you're fucking representing them. Represent them by bringing fucking action. By bringing legislation in front. Yes, it's going to get fucking denied. It's going to get turned down because they don't want it. They want the censorship. They want people to be controlled. They don't want to lose their biggest psychological warfare propaganda machine. That's what Facebook is. That's what Twitter is. That's what every platform is. Even the fucking minds. Gab. They're all part of the big war machine. Like I said, not pulling punches, not holding back. Just going to put it all out there for you guys to regurgitate. See how many fucking cottages I can break within your minds. See, I know how to play a psychological warfare game. I'll just start breaking cottages. You'll eventually start feeling numb, fucked up. It's like when the true reality sinks in. It's the worst fucking feeling in the world. Believe it, I've had it happen to me hundreds of times. You get these illusions of grandeur. And there somebody comes around and cracks that glass house. And it comes shattering down, leaves you sitting there. Ow. Wow. How'd I have that all wrong? That's what needs to be happening right now. Don't need being pulling punches. Just need to be putting it all out there. Let it go. Let it do its own thing. And I know plenty of people out there that know exactly the things I know. Maybe it's time to crawl out of that little hen house that you're hiding in. Start using that voice. It is the most powerful tool, your most powerful weapon. Start smashing cottages. Let's truly bring a movement of awakening just by using our voice, using our words, awakening people to the truth. Because once you plant that damn seed, it's not going to go away. And something's going to come around and crack that little glass house of theirs, and it's going to come shattering down. The worst reality check they'll ever feel, but the most enlightening and freeing experience after the numbing. You know what this country needs? A fucking good revival. I don't mean the biblical revival. I mean the revival of awakening. Where people start to awaken and get and see how bad you guys have been tricked, brainwashed, programmed. How much control you've given to everybody but you. And if you say I'm in control of your life, I'm making the choices, I'm, I'm I would say only 5% of you are. The rest of you are living a lie and an illusions, and you're lying to yourself. A little dose of reality. There's no such thing as a truly awoke person. I'm not truly fully awoke because I'm learning things every day. I'm seeing new things. I'm seeing things. Hey, I had that wrong. Why did I have that wrong? But it don't get me down because, hey, it's enlightening. It's growth. It's spiritual growth. I'm freeing myself from the bonds that other people have tried to put on me, that try to stop me from being a free thinker, that tries to oppress my freedoms. In the end, we are the most, as a free society, as a free people, as free thinkers, we are the most dangerous to any organization, whatever they choose to label themselves, whether it be government, church, movements. Because it's just all movement is. It's just another label where they amass people like cults, and you have your puppet masters pulling everybody's strings while they sit back there and laugh at you. Quit drinking the fucking Kool-Aid. This is how we keep getting to this point. Except for now, it's getting far worse than it's ever been. Before, we used to talk about this lightly. Because people get it, they'll see it. Well, apparently we were wrong on that one. Reality check to us. You guys don't get it. I don't know how you don't get it. And I'll give you this. That's been there, done that. Sometimes you don't want to get it because, yeah, that sucks. When that dose of reality hits home, it does suck. Sometimes it's nice to live the illusion, the dream, the fantasy. So I don't have to deal with the everyday bullshit. I get it. I do. But we can't be doing that anymore. I mean, it just don't work. We end up right where we're at today. And we're not too far from ending up like it's happening in Australia. Except for here it'll be worse. Way worse. Because we haven't found that key that unites us all, that unifies us. Only thing we keep finding is the keys they give us for division. And that's their biggest weapon. That's their only weapon right now. Really, it is.
Yep.
Division is their only weapon. I remember I never got to do a fucking 9/11 video. But I remember where I was at in 9/11. I remember I was walking down. I was in prison, so I was walking to the commissary store. I was actually coming back. A friend of mine, black dude, Dexter Bass. He was a joker, but he was also one of those jailhouse lawyers. Not to be messed with. But he comes walking by. He's like, "Man, they just flew a plane into the World Trade Center." We looked at him like, "Okay, whatever." Man, we walk into the dorm. Everybody's piled into 2 TV rooms, and I mean everybody that's in there, staring. And I literally watched hardened criminals. I mean, some murderers. I watched grown men cry that day. Now there's a dose of reality for you. The hardest of criminals crying over what they just witnessed. Mind you, we only got to watch for a couple hours before, hey, know what? We need to lock everybody down. It's a security risk. And before we even knew that it was, here's the funny thing. Before it was ever announced that it was terrorists that flew into the plane, they went around and rounded up all the radical Muslims. They already knew. And they put them in segregation to protect them from the population. Before any news outlet, any media ever said it was terrorists, before any press conference from the White House was held, they already knew.
Doesn't surprise me a bit.
So don't ever tell me that they're not 5 steps ahead of you in this game. Because they knew who did it, and they only rounded up one group of people. And it was only one group because the rest of the Muslims didn't get rounded up. It was those that followed the Sharia aspect of it. The ones that they did deem radicals. They rounded them up instantly. And we didn't find out what until really the next day. But I also remember that day when we finally came off lockdown, we was watching the TV. Everybody was still watching it in disbelief. I remember a reporter over in the Middle East, and this is something you guys need to pay attention to, start reporting of a missile being fired. Then it was fade to black. Literally, every network faded to black. Then it was PBS on every network.
Nobody remembers that.
Till 8 o'clock. And you know what you never heard about? That missile. those rockets being fired. It was rockets. Not a peep, not a word. Most people today have forgotten the day public broadcasting network took over the air of every network, including the cable stations. Only thing you could watch was PBS and what they were telling them. That is the emergency broadcast system, is what PBS is.
Here's another one that a lot of people forget about that day. You remember that video clip of that foreign news agency that said they were there to film the events of the day?
Yeah, I remember that.
You can't find that news bite
No.
anywhere.
All that stuff's been purged. You know, and all we need to say on that, and this is all we're going to say on this topic, is when you had politicians from both sides openly say in front of reporters, if the American people ever see this report, that will be the end of our government. They will never trust us again. I don't need to hear it. Never needed to hear anything else after that.
Yep.
And they openly said it. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, Trump will get no. Trump will not," and he didn't. He let that fucker be buried again for what, another 50 years before it comes back up.
At least.
Why? Because what's in there is so damning. It will destroy our government, our trust. Not even Trump was stupid enough to open that can of worms. And honestly, I have respect for him for that. Because that's not what our nation ever needs. But that's always a good wake-up call that we were in for troubling waters. But I do know, I still remember, and I remember for several years, how that one event unified everybody.
And that's the type of revival that we need in this country.
Along came Barack Hussein Obama. To destroy all that unity. And he did. And ever since then, it's been a downward spiral.
Last cigarette, and then I have to bounce, Drew.
What time is it?
It is 9:20 my time.
It's early my time. Oh, no, it's not early my time. It's late my time.
I do have to get up early, and I made the mistake of laying down late and sleeping till like 7:30 this evening. So it's going to be a very short night.
But I will, for anybody that's interested, which as far as I know, we don't got nobody watching. But just in case, I will open up the phone lines for anybody that would like to call in.
I'm surprised Rob the Man ain't lurking.
He's lurking. He's smart enough to stay away. He's doing his own thing. There's the phone line if you want to call in, or if you want to actually just join me in the mines, there's the link to the gathering. No, he's smart enough to stay away. I do not fault him on that one. I gave that warning out at the beginning of the video. You don't need to be putting bullseyes on people.
Right.
I don't mind a bullseye. Just make sure you don't
people
miss.
people need to wake up and smell the roses. But
Look, fucking roses already decayed.
and the argument, and I don't even think it's an argument at this point, that the first shot has already been fired.
It's been fired a long time ago. I mean, what incident do we need to go back to? There's Charlottesville. I mean, there was the shooting at the softball game.
January
I
6th.
mean, how far do we got to go? I mean, do I need to go clear back to Ferguson?
Yeah, I don't even want to go into that 14 months of hell.
I mean, it's just been building and compiling. These are all beta tests. Every last one of these things were.
Yeah, they were.
Clear right down to the fucking shutdowns. Seeing how far they can go. And when they realized how far they can go, they haven't stopped. It's been gun-ho all the way. Because we let them. We complied. Now, some of you complied. Some of us are just fucking rebels to the core. Now, I have no problem flying that fucking battle flag. That's what it is. I have no problem flying the fucking broken snake. Oh, not the broken snake. And originally, that's what it represents, though. That concept of our fucking "don't tread on me" flag is no different from the broken snake. It has been around for centuries. It predates Islam. Every culture has had a form of that broken snake. It was a universal sign of, holy shit, we're in trouble. We need help. It was that universal sign to the people to rise up. You know, people don't know their histories. People see the symbology and don't know. They say, oh, it's only from here. Well, we know the swastika wasn't a German creation. It was found in Hindu well before fucking Germany was even a country. It's been a part of the Native American culture well before we were even stepped foot in the soil. But the swastika represents hate. No, one tyrannical person used it and said it was this, and it's been that ever since. The rest of the history has been forgotten. It now means this. You know, to this day, if a German citizen puts any Nazi tattoos on their body, they are stripped of their sovereignty, stripped of their citizenship, and, if lucky, kicked out of the country or imprisoned. If you have any neo-Nazi tattoos, you cannot enter the country of Germany.
And you know, it's interesting. There was I follow the saga of hunting Hitler, and there's been some pretty interesting revelations over the last 18 months about that whole saga. I'm not going to put that out over the live stream. We'll have to hook up offline about that. But there's a lot of complicit people, and I'm not going to put them on blast, but there is a whole bunch of complicit people involved here.
Well, yeah.
And the depths of it will astound you. But then again, it probably won't.
No, they
Uh,
won't. Not even a little bit.
um, it's insane. But I hate to do this to you, Drew, but I need to start getting myself ready to start thinking about getting horizontal because tomorrow's going to be about an 18-hour day.
I'm good. I don't have to be back work till Monday night. I start my new work schedule that I've been looking forward to. 10-hour
I,
days, 4 days a week.
I hope you're feeling a lot better than you were yesterday.
Oh, I am. I think some of it was just stress from moving. I
Yeah,
have a chest cold. I know that. But that's from fucking this inclement weather going to be back and forth between two states.
right,
Fucking, it's been like 80s, 90s here. Go to Ohio, fucking, because I work third shift, so I'm going to Ohio at night. It's still like 70, 69, fucking 50s in Ohio.
right.
So, plus, 2-hour drive, I fucking kind of want the window down. And
I
as you
hear that.
as you get closer to Ohio, the temperature, you start feeling those different zone areas where it just drops by
Right,
5 degrees. And yeah, I did brought it on myself, but at
but
least it's cool. Like I said, I feel a lot better today.
well, that's good. I will catch you on the rebound, folks. Y'all know where to find me. Um, it's been great. It's been real. I'm gonna be tied up tomorrow night. Um, I've got international call tomorrow night.
Oh, I don't. This is probably gonna be the last podcast for the weekend. I'm gonna chill, relax tomorrow night, avoid fucking social media.
All right, I'll catch you on the next one, Drew. Um, have a blessed one. We'll catch you on the rebound.
You know, like I said, it's gotten to that point where we just need to talk about these things, put everything out there, question everything. That's the most important thing we can ever do. Question. That's what we need to do. You know, there's nothing wrong with a good question of any topic. It stirs the mind. It makes you think, and eventually it brings out sometimes the, a great solution to the problem. Because I don't want to see what's happening over in Europe, Australia happen here. Because if it happens here, it's going to be 10 times worse. We already got states and people wanting them to secede from the Union. That's not a good thing. Well, there we go. We removed all of our monuments from the Civil War because they're racist. And I'm sorry, the Civil War had nothing to do with racism. It was about economics. It was about money. That's it. That's all. Slaves were the pawns in the whole game, honestly. They were the cannon fodder. I mean, I've sat here and read you the letter from Abraham Lincoln. He was quite clear on what, if he had his way, what wouldn't happen. In his own little letter. But we aren't ripping down his statue. Well, we're going after all the Confederates because that's the ideology that the one-sided fascist government wants to push. It's hate. No, that's part of our history that we don't want to repeat ever, because that turned brother against brother, family against family. But it's coming. The reality of it is it's coming, and it's coming fast. It's coming like a thief in the night. because people have had enough. They're tired of their liberties being taken away. They're tired of their freedoms being taken away. Yes, it'll eventually reach the revolutionary stage, but it's going to start as civil. Because that's how much division has been sowed. You know, we don't want to go down that path. Not even a little bit. But the irony is, maybe, no, I'm the optimist. I like to have hope. I like to be optimistic about things. But the reality of it is, I know the path that has to be taken because change only comes about one way. Eventually, it has to happen. The sad reality of it is, we've allowed them to sow the seeds of discord and division for so long, it's become a cancer, an unstoppable cancer. I mean, we've seen through the elections of Trump how that pitted families against families, how people couldn't have Christmas dinner because everybody was. And it's to the point where, why? Why are we arguing about who's the president is? Who's who's the figurehead, puppet master, the puppet? Because he's a puppet. They're all of our presidents are puppets. Somebody's pulling their strings. Somebody's telling them they can do this, they can't do that. I'd like to think a lot of them would believe in the Constitution, believes in the oath, that sacred oath that they take, but they don't. Nothing changes. Everything stays the same. In fact, everything keeps getting worse. Trump did some good. He did some bad. That's every president. Obama did some good, but he did a whole lot of bad. Bush, he was fucking Dick Cheney's bitch. Did a whole lot of bad, but did some good. Dick Cheney was just an evil fucking sadist that knew how to wield power, knew how to pull the strings, how to control. He ran the fucking White House, not the president. But even Cheney, he probably had one of the best insights into China and what they were doing and what it would lead to. He knew it. And he flat out said it. Our biggest threat our nation will face is China. Not any war, but through economics. Them collapsing the economies, them raping the natural resources. Screwing the stock markets. There was a hell of a PBS documentary on that. And I mean, Dick Cheney was flat out blunt and to the point on it. We've got wolves at every door and waiting to come in. Waiting for that one person to light that match so they can come in. And you know what the worst part of it is? We're going to be the ones that light that match. Because our freedoms mean that much. Our liberties mean that much. We'll light that match. Then for that, all I say is know your history. Remember the Battle of Kings Mountain. Let that be a lesson to any foreign nation that wishes to meddle in this country. Not a good idea. That's why there's always the push to strip us of our guns, strip us of our rights to bear arms, to protect ourselves. That's why it's always a big issue and a big push for that one bad cop to use that and go after every good cop. They want you to hate those good people that are truly trying to serve and protect. We got to remember, there's only a few bad apples. But yet, we have our major media, propaganda, psychological warfare machine coming in, telling them, oh, this is brutality. They all need to be blamed. We had our own fucking government saying we needed to defund the police, and they tried it. We had states do it. Who replaces them? Oh, we're going to have our own private. Oh, we see how well that works. That don't work. It's actually worse, because there goes more of your freedoms. There you really get some scary motherfuckers that don't care, because we're above the law. Really above the law. We're private. Hence the push for the jab. Hence the push to make sure our military all takes it or gets dishonorably discharged. Hence the push to remove all of our first responders, our health people, our police, because we're going to replace them with obedient servants that follow only our commands. See where the danger is? You see why we have reached this point and what lays ahead? Imagine when we get people like that in places like that. We don't have to give you medical treatment. We're private. Oh, you won't take it? Fine, we're going to report you. Oh, guess what? Our real police officers, our real men and women that swore duty to serve and protect are no longer there. There's private forces that don't care, that will lock you up, that will rough you up, or shoot you, or beat you, torture you till you comply. See, the rules of engagement has changed. When we get rid of those that uphold our laws, uphold our Constitution, uphold their oaths, you replace them with people that are put there by a tyrannical system. It'd be like Brazil with the death squads that go around from door to door to people that don't comply. And those are some horror stories. I still know people living in fear to this day in Brazil because of that. But we don't get that news. Difference between me and them. I get that news because I got family. I got hands-on eyewitness people that have seen it, experienced it. I have friends in almost every country that I talk to from time to time, or some on a regular basis. I get to hear what they're seeing. Like I said, these social platforms is a tool. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Start using your tools that you have while you have them, while you can reach out to people. That day's coming nigh. Well, we're not going to be able to reach out to anyone. Then I hope you guys have been instructed in CBs, ham radios, and and know how to use them, because that's what we'll fall back on. You can't stop people. Educate yourselves now while you still can. Because there's going to come a time when these tools are going to be taken away from us because we're dangerous, because we are a menace to society. Because we are free thinkers, we speak our minds. And some of us are going to be smart enough to disappear long before that. We're just going to fade to black and just drop off the face of the earth. Then what you gonna do? Tell you what you better not do. Come on, knock it. Because that's when the real reality sets in and the priorities set in. You had your chance. I know the question that boils in everybody's mind. When is the time for action? When is the time for unaction or inact, whatever? Who knows? I know I won't be that one, but there will be somebody out there who will be that one that sets it all ablaze. That truly lights that spark. Yep, sorry, don't got sucker written on my forehead. I won't be that one. I've done been when that by the time that happens, I will done been long off, chopped off, back into my own circles, into the shadows where I thrive the best. We all got our little niches, our little cliques, our little circles, and yes, some of our circles are interconnected. And that's when we talk about these things, we know the true illusion, the truth that's out there. There's more of us than there is them. They know it. That's why they keep pushing the seeds of discord. That's why they keep pushing the ideologies of transgenderism, deep masculinity. That's why all these agendas have been put in place. Why they've been pushing, pushing, pushing. That's why they tried. Mr. A said it best. Didn't want to agree with him, but you can't argue truth either. Truth hurts. Everybody views us as weak, and we've become weak. We've allowed us to reach this point where we are weak. But remember what I said. Careful. When you back somebody in a corner, the worst thing you can ever do is back a raccoon in a corner. That is one of the most vicious animals when backed into a corner. And there will be hell to pay. I hope you guys all enjoyed. I know I've jumped around a lot tonight. And like I said, I'm going to reiterate, probably best not to share this video. Not a good idea. Simply because I'm not responsible if you happen to share this on Facebook and you get nuked. I probably don't recommend sharing any video I do from here on out. You know, do it at your own risk. Don't normally put disclaimers on things, but I'm putting a big disclaimer on this one and future videos because I'm not holding back no more. That time's done, over with. I'm over it. And I hope more people start following suit. And don't worry, I'll share your videos. I'm not scared. I don't care. I got backups upon backups. And you really don't want to play that game with me. I don't play fair. Not even a little bit. Those that know me, truly know me, know what I'm saying. I don't have to leave the sanctuary of my house. But I'll get mine. And I'll get it. Not tenfold, 100-fold. Like I said, I don't play. You take me to that point where I got to really get into my toolbox. Most of you just don't have a clue. My toolbox is very, very deep. Then we'll play. And you haven't seen me at my even fraction of me playing yet. Because I have no problem unleashing everything at my disposal. And I'm worse than the Energizer Bunny. I got energy for days at my disposal. And that's the mentality you all should have. Know what's in your toolbox. Know your tools. Don't be scared to use them. Because they're going to use them against you. They already are. Start educating yourselves. Start refining and honing those tools. And using them. The gloves are off. Been off. I'm just being behaved for right now. Don't make me come out of retirement. That's all I got to say. You guys all have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Go to church tomorrow. Give praise. Soak up that energy. Let that spirit guide you. Let it cleanse you and clear your head. Let it clear your eyes, your mind. Start seeing the world with a new perspective, a new sight, a spiritual sight, if you will. Spend time with your families. Start having dinners at the dinner table, discussing things. Start taking back your sovereignty. your liberties, your freedoms. Good night, all. Hope you enjoyed.